So the skeleton, as you see, my hand has all these little bones drawn on it that I etched, that I tattooed on them some years back, 10, 15 years back. And death is a very, very present thing in Mexican art. So, so right now I want to use it somehow for.
Why is it a prevalent aspect of Mexican art?
Well, somehow or other, life and death are by nomer in Mexico. That from even before the Spaniards invaded in definitely pre-Columbian times, this duality of life and death has always been celebrated as one. And so we're not. I wouldn't venture to say we're not afraid of death, but we certainly conceive of death as a completely different concept. It's celebrated every year, as you may have seen from the Day of the Dead offerings that get done here in Chicago. Now it's sort of permeating back. We're colonizing back with some of our own. We're getting your Halloween, and you're getting our Day of the Dead, and somehow or other we're evening things out, I think. But death has been also a major theme in Mexican art. It's one of those traditions where you can rely on. It's been a reliable vantage point in art, death, and the portrayal of death, regardless of what sort of a style you have as an artist. So what I'm right now, I'd like to be able to incorporate this in the picture we're making, in the painting that I'm right now.
Are we seeing through to this man's own death?
Maybe what I'm trying to say is that this man is not only a corrupt creature, but that his corruption can actually suggests death of ideals, death of sequences, death of historical sequences. We'll see how it comes out. I'm not sure how it's going to come out, because one of the most beautiful things about art, about making art, is that it surprises the maker as much as the viewer. Itself, it's legitimate. So in a sense, I've about 15 or 16 years ago, I started using that format to frame my images, and I did video on my own, like any self-respecting artist in their time, and but the craft itself was too attractive for me to pass over to being a video artist. So I kept on checking that out visually, graphically, and so therefore the square, this rounded square of an image of a TV screen is very important. But then the other thing that I have also been doing as of work that I did in Mexico was I actually am more interested in having my things being seen on television than in a gallery situation. You know, I mean, if you get a good time on television, not just public broadcasting, but on straight television, you can be sure that some 6-8 million people will be able to see some of your images. Whereas there's no more than 350, 400 people come to a gallery before a painting gets eaten up by a collector and hidden away in their homes. You know, I mean, in 10 years, no more than 1,000 people will see it in somebody's house. So television itself is so attractive that it made me start working on a horizontal format. And so that it can be photographed in 35 millimeters and then used in television, much as what we're probably going to be doing at one point or another, playing around with the images and manipulating them, not so much like computer art, but just TV effects.
It looks like a negative image of your friend.
Of our sleazy one?
The sleazy man who's kind of shushing the TV cameraman. What's the...
Well, you just said it. Just the very question is an answer in a sense. Although it's interesting because working with the stencils, you can manipulate stencils very quickly so that you can get negative images. If you were to photograph this, on the negative itself, you would see a positive. And the debt that modern art has to photography can never be sufficiently underlined. And I think the debt now should be transferred also to television.
There seems to be a similarity between your work and the television medium. You have color registration, and you have a negative image capability, and like you said, you're trying to frame your work so it's TV, what's called TV ratio. Is that?
TV ratio is a good word. I hadn't thought about it. That's right. Well, if the whole thing is connected,